All right, we got a bit of a graphic here, so hopefully that's coming through. You've got a big ball, and at the center of it is humankind, and then around there's all these sections around the edge, and humankind is at the center of this web. It literally looks like a web, and around the outside you got global economic growth, new technologies. Here it says governance and the capacity to govern, mass media, global food security, water, environment, energy. Down here is population growth, and there's learning system, values, religions, and materials. So, I mean, you could interpret this image in a number of ways, but I think the most literal way is probably the most accurate, showing us that humankind is at the middle of this web, and all these things on the outside are created and controlled and managed and deliberately put in place in order to keep us in the center of this web, you know, for as long as possible. But I'm sure the point they would argue is like, oh, it's a network and all these things affect each other and interlink, and we need to assess the damage that humankind is doing. But to me, it just looks like we're stuck in the middle of a web created by predators. We've got the introduction. Humankind seems to be gripped by a fin de siècle. I have no idea what that is. Is that French? Does anyone speak French on the call? Fin de siècle. Attitude of uncertainty. So it's an attitude of uncertainty at the threshold of the new century. But the end of a millennium brings a still deeper mystique with its widespread weight of rapid change and the uncertainty it carries with it. So it's pronounced fin de siècle. Thank you, Lee. Do you know what it means? Have you got the translation as well? The topic of recent Club of Rome meetings has been, quote, the Great Transition. We are convinced that we are in the early stages of the formation of a new type of world society, which will be as different from today's as was that of the world ushered in by the Industrial Revolution from the society of the long agrarian period that preceded it. So the Great Transition is just making me think of, the Great Reset, or which is also known as the Fourth Industrial Revolution, right? So very similar talking points and way of framing the predicament we're in. It's echoing Klaus Schwab and the World Economic Forum's stance on things 30 years later. Lee says it means end of the age. Fin de siècle means end of the age. Thank you.